Okay, good afternoon maybe because in my local time or evening also. Here I'm with my team. Sorry, Faini. We will present my poster. The title is "The Current Records of Advancement in Molecular Study on Endemic Freshwater Species from Sulawesi Island, Indonesia." As we know that Indonesia is one of archipelago country in this world, and especially for the Sulawesi, it's one of island in Sulawesi, garner attention as the largest island in the Wallacea region, which is a biogeographically transition zone between Indomalaya and Australasia. Other reference note that Sulawesi is situated between the Sundaland and Sahuland, characterized by unique endemic fauna distinct from the fauna of these selves, making it interesting subject of the many studies. Although many morphological studies have been conducted on freshwater species on this island, molecular study remaining limits. Molecular studies can reveal genetic diversity, distinguish species, understand phylogenetic relationship, study population structure, track migration, and investigate the evolutionary history of the organism more objectively and accurate than morphological methods. So the study aims to document the large number of endemic freshwater species from Sulawesi Island and to evaluate the extent of molecular study, especially in the use of partial scan fragment of COS1, cytochrome B, and also complete mitochondrial genomes on all presented species. So our methodology of this study, which is the last of the number of endemic freshwater species, especially in the Sulawesi Island, was conducted through the literature study, and then this data was matched with the database in GenBank and CBA. The contraction of the phylogenetic tree was based on the COS1 sequence data from GenBank using the Mega version 11 software with the maximum likelihood method following the Kimura 2 parameters models. In addition to COS1 cytochrome B and complete mitochondrial genomes data were also retired from the NCBA to determine the extent of their application to the observed species. Moreover, an evolution of all observed species was conducted using the assessment from the IUCN red list. And then I would say that the result indication, especially for this study, we present the latest finding on the number of endemic freshwater species from Sulawesi, totaling 110 species, including fish and shrimp. Fish account for 66 species of the total, while shrimp account for 34%. These species represent 8 families, including in 6 different orders. The families including Angulidae, 1 species, 1 genus, Aterinidae, 6 species, 2 genera, Telmateridae, 11 species, 2 genera, Andrianicidae, 21 species, 2 genera, Xenacopteridae, 70 species, 3 genera, Teraphontidae, 1 species, 1 genus, Gobiidae, 60 species and 6 genera, and only 1 for the shrimp, Attidae family, with the 37 species and 3 genera. About 65% of these endemic freshwater species live in lakes water. Evaluation using the IUCN red list assessment show that 13% of the species are not evaluated, 10% data deficient, 7% less concerns, 26 near treatment, 13% vulnerable, 12% endangered, and 19 critical endangered. In addition to documenting the large number of endemic freshwater species on the island, another objective of this study is to evaluate the extent of the molecular approach, particularly in the use of partial gene fragment of COS1, cytochrome and complete mitochondrial genome on all presented species. The percentage of 110 per species I show the pie chart, and the IUCN evaluation level are also illustrated. A total of 44 species were analyzed using the COS1, with the 27 or 61% being fish species, and 17 or around 39% being shrimp species, representing each family from the 6 different orders. From this data, 20 fish species and 12 shrimp species were identified as being distributed across the various lakes, as is illustrated in the distribution map in my poster. The mainly ancient lake system in South Sulawesi show the larger proportion, with the percentage reaching 56% and 41% for the fish and shrimp species respectively. Furthermore, Lake Poso in the central Sulawesi had proportion of 29% for fish species and 11% for the shrimp species. Based on the phylogenetic analysis conducted in this study, the genetic distance value for the endemic fish species ranged from the 0.0 to 0.308, while the endemic shrimp species, the large, was from the 0.0 to 1.806. This result involved 26 species nucleotide sequence for the endemic fish species and 18 nucleotide sequence for endemic shrimp species. All ambiguous positions were removed for each sequence pair. The total number of positions in the final dataset was 538 for the endemic fish species and 640 for the endemic shrimp species. An interesting point is that the percentage of cytochrome study is lower than COS1 at about 31%. And only this interesting information maybe for all participants, and only 4 out of 110 species have been analyzed for the complete mitochondrial genomes. Then phylogenetic analysis using the target COS1 gene used in this study to understand the evolution of the species endemic study also became an important step for establishing effective conservation measures. However, the implementation of molecular study in the observed location has not fully covered the entry diversity of existing species. Therefore, we recommend more intensive future research using molecular approach to explore species diversity that has not fully investigated. Integrating genetic data with morphological and ecological data is also necessary for a more comprehensive understanding of the endemic species studied. Additionally, management strategies must be implemented to preserve the population of endemic species and their ecosystem as a whole. Therefore, overall this study serves as catalyst and highly the significant potential that has not been fully explored in the understanding genetic diversity in the region, opening broader opportunity for comprehensive mitochondrial genome study. And the last but not least, we think that we need the collaboration for the research, especially in the freshwater endemic species for the Sulawesi Island. Okay, thank you for all attention. That's all for me. Back to the Dr. Ales.